Hello and welcome to this short tutorial where I'm going to take you through all of the different on-screen display elements that we get on our RC controller or on the phone screen if you're using your phone with a DJI N controller. Now basically the drone is sending a lot of information back to our controller, telemetry information, and we can see all of that information displayed here on the screen. So I'm going to run you through what all of these symbols actually mean so you can fully understand them, so you know exactly what is going on with your drone. So we'll start off here in the top left-hand corner. We have a back arrow. That basically is going to take us back to the DJI Fly home screen. Now if we go back to the main screen here, I'm just going to click on Go Fly, and that's going to take us back to our basic camera view. Now next to that we have S mode. That basically is going to tell us which flight mode we're in. So currently I'm in sport. If I switch to normal, it's going to change to N mode and also flash up on the screen that I'm now in normal. And if I go to Cine mode, it's going to say C mode, and then again on the screen, slow speed. So I'm going to turn this back onto normal mode for now. And then next to that we have in flight. This is just basically letting you know if you weren't aware that your drone is actually currently flying. So if we move across now towards the right hand side of the screen, the first thing we see here is our battery percentage indicator. Now at the minute I have 57% battery left, and it's also going to change color. So at the moment the indicator is in green, but if it starts to get low, it's going to go to a yellowy orange color, and then when it's really low, it's going to turn red. So next to the battery percentage indicator, we have the estimated remaining flight time. So the drone is basically calculating all the different things that are going on with it and is giving you a real-time readout of how long it thinks it can stay flying for. So at the minute, it thinks it can stay in the air for around another 19 minutes. So if we move on from that, we have our signal strength indicator. Now this is going to show us in a basic sort of bar system, with 5 bars being the strongest connection and 1 bar or no bars, meaning we've lost connection. Now similar to the battery percentage, this is also going to change color depending on the strength. So right now it's in white because we've got a really good solid connection, but if it was starting to get low, it would turn yellow and then eventually turn red when we lost signal. So if we move on from that, the next thing we have kind of looks like a circle with a helipad or something. That's actually our obstacle avoidance indicator. So if this symbol is white, it basically is going to tell us the obstacle avoidance is currently active. And if I flick this into sport mode now, we're going to see it turns red because in sport mode, obstacle avoidance is deactivated. So I'm going to turn this back to normal, so obstacle avoidance is turned back on. And then we're going to move on to the next one, which is our GPS indicator. So we have the little symbol and then a number next to it. The symbol is basically going to turn red or white, red meaning we don't have a solid GPS connection and white meaning that we do. And then the number next to it just tells you how many satellites you're currently connected to. Next to that, we have the 3 dots, which are going to take you into the menu system. And then if we come down from there, we have the little film reel icon. If you click on that, that's going to allow you to change all of your different camera modes. So we have photo, video, master shots, quick shots, hyperlapse, pano, and then normal, night, and slow motion next to it. So that's how you can change all of your different video modes or photo modes. Then if we move down, we have the record button or shutter button, depending on which mode you're in. So very simple: to start recording, press it; to stop recording, press it again. And then if we go down from there, we have basically a shortcut to the gallery. So if I click on that, that's going to take me into my gallery so I can see a sort of cache file here of all of my recently captured footage. So I'm going to go back to the screen there. And if I move to the left-hand side of that, we can see at the top here, this is our orientation button. So on drones like the Mini 3, the Mini 3 Pro, and the Mini 4 Pro, we can change the camera from horizontal to portrait and then again back to landscape. And then below that we have our level of zoom. So if I start to zoom in, we can see it's going to change the value. And if I zoom back out, we can come all the way back out to 1x, which is the sort of native widest zoom. Now below that, if you have a drone with manual focus, this is going to give you the option here to change between autofocus and manual focus. Now to change to manual focus, just press and hold, and that's going to give you the option to go into manual focus. We can see here as I adjust it, we can change the focus of the drone, but most of the time, autofocus tends to work pretty well. If you're enjoying this video so far, consider becoming a member on Patreon, as it's one of the best ways to support the work that I'm doing here. Now I also have a complete drone videography course which will take you from where you are now all the way to an advanced drone pilot and cinematic genius. Now it's already transforming people's flying and footage, and it will do exactly the same for you. Now I've also started a weekly newsletter giving you the latest drone news, hot tips and discounts, and you can find all of this linked in the video description. Whilst you're down there, make sure to tap the subscribe button for more videos like this. Thank you for that, and let's get back into it. So moving down from there, we then have the auto or pro mode option here in the bottom right. If we click on that, it's going to change it between auto and pro camera mode. Now, auto basically just means the drone is doing all the hard work for you, where pro mode, you have more control of all of the different camera settings, allowing you to use things like ND filters and things to get more cinematic looking footage. So if I click now back onto auto, we can see here next to that, we have a few different options. Here we have the option to change between our frame rate and resolution. And then next to that, we have the amount of storage we have left. And the EV to the right of that just shows us the current exposure value of our image. And if we want to make the image brighter, we can change this to a plus value. If we want to make the image darker, we can change this to a negative value. So I'm going to leave this at 0, which is supposed to be optimal exposure. So then if I move to the left-hand side of the screen, we have some more values here. Since recording this video, there's actually now been a change to the way that these guys are displayed. So on the top line, we now have our altitude, and the bottom line, we have our distance from home. So on the altitude, the bigger number here is the total altitude above the takeoff point, and then next to that we have a meter per second value. And if I start moving now, we can now see that that changes because I'm ascending at 2 meters a second. And if I pull down on the stick, we can see I'm now descending at 5 meters a second. So the one below that I said is the total distance from home. So if I start flying away from me now, we'll see that number increase to 11, 20, 25, and you can see just next to that we also have the forward movement speed indicated at the minute at 8 meters a second. So yeah, that's the new way in which these guys are displayed, and you can actually change the units shown here to like kilometers or miles depending whatever it is you want to see. And those basically a really quick, easy way of knowing where you are height and distance wise to relative to where you took off. Moving further to the left of that, we have the map. If you click on the map, you can make it bigger, and this is going to show you the actual flight path the drone has taken, and you can change a load of different map settings here on the right. If you want to show a satellite view, the bottom right here, you just press on that, click onto satellite, and that's going to bring up the satellite image, providing you have a good sort of internet connection. Let me just click on that again. Here we go, now we can see the satellite view, and you can see more of the sort of general features of how the ground actually looks. So I'm going to turn this back to standard, and then to go off the map back to the display screen, we're just going to click back in the bottom left here where we can currently see the camera feed, and that's going to take us back to that main screen. So then just above the map icon, we can see here we have 2 buttons here on the Mini 4 Pro. Just another update here, since filming this video again, we've had a slight change to these icons, and there's now a 3rd one added. So at the top we have the waypoints one, so if I tap on that, we can see it gives me the option now to start and plan a waypoint mission, but I'm not going to do that at the minute. I do have a fully dedicated video on YouTube on how to plan and fly waypoint missions. You can go and check that out if you want to learn how to do that. So if we tap on the waypoint feature again, that's going to disappear. Now just below that we now have the focus track button. So if I click that, it says focus track enabled, and if I look around for a subject, it would then pick up subjects. Say if I wanted to do some tracking or something, I would be able to lock onto subject. Here we go, we've got a little plus in the corner there. It's found a car or something like that. Let me go in a little bit closer, and it's going to give me that plus sign, telling me that I can now select that as a subject, and if I click on the plus sign, it's going to show me it's a car and give me different tracking options. So I don't want to do any tracking at the moment, so I'm going to click off of that, and then I'm going to show you the last button at the bottom here, which is the return to home / land. So if I click on that, I get the option to either land or perform a return to home, and to activate any of these, you just press and hold till the green circle goes all the way around, and then the drone would enter that system. And that's basically the entire on-screen display that we get to us when flying these DJI drones. So you see there, we get a lot of information, a lot of real-time data that just let us know exactly what is going on between our controller and our drone, and the sort of different parameters, how far away it is, how good the signal is, all of that good stuff, which leads us to have a safer, more enjoyable flying experience. So now you know what it all means. Go out there, enjoy flying, enjoy your drone, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.